welcome you again. Today's topic is dimensionality reduction, and it's a very interesting topic. And we can say also that it is very easy topic. Okay, so first of all, to start with the we can say concept or phenomena that data collection. So you can easily feel the example from these live example that is you all are aware with the Facebook and using Facebook, so you know that Facebook is collecting data of different type of data, and it may be according to your entries and your likes, what you where or in which time you are accessing the Facebook. So you are posting, you are sharing or visiting something. So Facebook is updated and collected your data according to that. Okay, so Facebook is collecting that data, but that data is not very small. You are single for related to you, there is a lot of information, I think lot of data you have already uploaded. And similarly, see the number of persons who are using Facebook. So number of users of Facebook is large, and it is increasingly uh, largely getting increased day by day. Similarly, if you see in your smartphones, there are a lot of apps are there, and that are basically they are collecting or that are used to collect your personal information about your related to your information that apps will collect. So it may be useful or it may be harmful because of security breaches. So now again, if you see Amazon is again collecting your data. It may be if you are going to that site, Amazon site, and trying to buy or just only to search or try to how to access the Amazon, only to see the items for purchase purpose. But maybe you are giving order or not, but it is a different thing. But you are providing your information. So you what you buy and what the clicks and views are there. So from that side, that data related to you are collected. So this data is again large, not a simple small data. So if you see these scenario from these examples, you can easily understand and assume the data collection, and day by day it is going to increase. Okay, so also it's a very problematic to manage with the data. But rather than this, it is more difficult to present them. Visualize that data is also very difficult. See, I have taken a very simple example, that chart, and in XY it is age to height relation. So for 20 or 22.5 there is a height. So between age and height there is a data visualization. Okay, so from XY plane or normally two dimension you can represent this. Okay, now suppose you want to draw or visualize means a graphical representation or the representation, so that you can understand that how or which type of data there is. Suppose Facebook is collecting that data, but want to analyze that data. For that purpose, after analyze or to analysis that data, visualization is also required, because visualization gives the complete figure or feature or yeah, complete pack picture with the result also. So that will make sense or more impact, gives more impact to your considerations. So suppose in another second example, you can easily understand that of similar object, for a single object, suppose weights are given in kg and pounds. Okay, so you have a one object, and weight of that object in kg is given through this axis, and in pound. Okay, that is a different representation is shown x2. So this object weight representation or visualization of object weight in terms of kg and in terms of pound is given here. Okay, so you can easily understand that 50 kg is represented 100 pound, same objective. Okay, so you are taking two features, x1 kg, x2 pound, for this same object. So if you assume, if you think that if we convert it into one dimension, not two, we are taking two features rather than take only one feature. Okay, so that in that case also we will analyze that, we can calculate, or whatever the operation we want to perform, we can easily perform. So it is extra feature or overlap feature we can perform or analyze either using kg also, or it may be on anyone I can use. So one can be removed here. Okay, so what we can do, we can do that, converted this two feature into one feature. Suppose I have taken some another feature y1, where I am mapping, we are mapping these two features result into one feature or one dimension. So what we are doing, we are eliminating one feature, one dimension or one feature, because we are here in this case we have taken two dimension and the visualization is like that. And in another case the same situation is, this object weight is again represented but taking only one axis or one dimension. Okay, so uh, this is what, if you have large data, you have big data, huge data, then visualization can be easy by reducing these features or can say dimensions. Here again see, if you are reducing the if you have any problem with the explanation, because it's a very easy explanation, I told only two things, that day by day our in our daily to daily life, we or companies, or we can say researchers or the related person are collecting the data for their result, for their purpose, but the visualization of that data is also very tough. So we can there a way to make easy this visualization? Yes, if we can reduce features or dimensionality, we can say it will be somehow easy. So that is the dimensionality reduction. If we are reducing the features, if we are reducing the access, this is dimensionality reduction. Okay, so our topic, dimensionality reduction, is what it is, to reduce, if you have number of features, so you reduce those number of features, or the dimensions we are taking based on those features, we can reduce the dimensions. Why the dimension reduction required? This dimensionality reduction required, so if we reduces the dimension, it's easily we can say we have need, or we require less space to store data. We need we can say our computation time or training time will be less, because the dimension now, the features now, this time to train, it will take less time rather than the previous. Okay, so we can again maximize our efforts, maximize our results, but we have also an advantage of storing the space with respect to space. We can say we need less space to store, and computation time will be less. That means it will be fast. Our algorithms will work easily or perform well, so it will be fast. So again the this is also an advantage we can say. Okay, so based on the dimensionality reduction, it is again a advantage. So this concept is required. Again we can say, if you want to visualize uh, this overall data, we need, what we are doing, we are reducing our space. We can take any dimension, or we can take any space, 2D or 3D. So observing the pattern is more clear. Okay, our aspect or our the target is to visualize properly. So in minimum efforts, we can say we can see the result, we can understand clearly in minimum options. Okay, so dimensionality reduction is giving this opportunity to visualize the data, to observe the patterns, to observe the data easily, simply, and clearly. Okay, so dimensionality reduction is required. I am again repeating all these things. What is the dimensionality reduction? First, what the problem we are facing? It's because day by day data collection is becoming a huge task, a big problem. Likewise, these companies are collecting. So to analyze, to visualize the data, we need, simply I have given you example of chart XY, you can easily understand to putting, but if the features are going to large, means you are here taking 1 2 3 numbers of features, but rather than you are taking 100 or 1000 number of features, in that case it is very difficult to visualize. So what we can do, we can eliminate those features which are not necessary, which are repetitive, which can be redundant, which are overlapping, or some features are similar to other features. So if we minimize those features which may not affect the result much, then we can reduce those, we can eliminate these features, and that is the reduction or dimensionality reduction. And for the advantages or the need, we can say advantages is all on based on these need. So first need is it takes less space, it becomes fast, algorithm will be clear, and your visualization of pattern observing the result will be different and easy. Now, what we can say, if you want to define redundancy, so you can say it is a process of reducing the variables or the features so that our visualization can be easy. Okay, so here I have taken one example that if you want to classify, in classification problem, you want to classify an email, and that mail may be spam or not spam. So if you want to classify this, then what you do, you see the number of features, and based on that feature, you you can train or you can develop a model that classify the mail that it will be spam or not. So those features may be that their generic title will be there, the content of the email is of which type, and the templates that email is uses of whether or which type. So the number of features are used. So if we see, if we are able to find those number of features which are similar, somehow similar, or which have not big impact to change the result. Okay, if you eliminate some of the features and the impact is not big, that means the result is not change. Okay, suppose you have 10 features and you are maybe 2 or 3 features which not impact the result, then you have no use to access, or you have no use to analyze or perform to those 2 or 3 features in your training. So you can be eliminate those features, because these features, these 2 3 features are not uh, properly using to change the result. Okay, so we can say similar, redundant, repetitive, or not impacting on result features can be removed. Okay, so this is the simple example of spam or non-spam. Again, you in security respect, cyber security task, you can say dimensionality reduction can be analyzed or can be seen as a phase detection solution. Okay, like in your iPhone, this is not iPhone, and I think most of the current phone, they have features to detect through your face. Okay, rather than your thumb or finger opening, this facility is available. But most of the coming phones, they are also having these features of face detection. Okay, so this face detection is what? Face detection is based on number of features, your curves, your pixel points, the dimension or the distance between the nose and eyes, and the centroid of the eyes, and the side view on the left side. So the arcs are there. So number of centroid points that are required to uh, detect or helpful to solve the face detection. So there are a number of features that are used to do this. Suppose if we are eliminate some features that are not necessarily to provide this face detection, then your complete program or your complete training model will be less, will require less space to store, less computation is time, whatever we have discussed recently, that will follow. So it is what it is, dimensionality reduction. So in your cyber security, you can see face detection solution, you can use dimensionality reduction, so that you will take advantage of the those advantages that are provided by the dimensionality reduction. Okay. And this there are two basic concepts based on that this dimensionality reduction is actually performed. One is feature selection, and another is another component we can say feature extraction. Okay. So easily, if we what are features are basically variables, the input we are providing to the model, the input that we are considering for the analysis. These variables or these input are actually features. So which features we should be select, and what features we have to extract for the result. So try to find a subset of the original set of variables or features to get a smaller subset which can be used to model the problem. Understand? This is very easy line. Try to find a subset of the original set of variables, because what are the variables? Variables are the input x y. In terms of x y, x may be the collection of data that is required to train your model, and y may your result. Y may the expected result, or which is already you have in supervised, and it may be that in unsupervised there is no output. You have to only check according to the given facilities. So this is the subset of the original sets, and these variables are what? These are features. So you are getting a smaller, you are reducing the original set into a smaller set. So feature selection is also what? It's a providing reduction. Okay. Again, feature extraction. This reduces the data in high dimensionality space to lower dimensionality space. Again, the main part of that it supports is dimensionality reduction, because you are reducing the dimensions in which your data is calculated, the data is going to be used. Okay. So we have to search, or we have to select first those features which can be in minimal numbers will perform the result, and second we have to extract those features which can perform in lower dimension space. Okay. That need not need to high dimension space, that can be converted and work like similar to the high dimension space. So this is the two components which we can learn. And another these are the methods. Any one of these methods we can use, or we will use for dimensionality reduction. Okay. So principal component feature and analysis and others are used mostly in dimensionality reduction when using machine learning, but we will deal the principal component analysis first. Principal component PCA, because most of the time you have learned or listen this name PCA, principal component analysis. Okay. So Carl Pearson has introduced this method, and overall the concept is to reduce the dimension. Okay. But in terms of variance, it is reducing. So PCA is used what? For reducing the dimension, and mostly PCA is used on overfitting problems. What we will do in PCA, our target is to perform dimensionality reduction. PCA is used for dimensionality reduction, as main target is to reduce overfitting in machine learning, in deep learning. So PCA gives this. But what PCA main feature is, we can say, because name says principal component analysis. Okay. So principal component analysis, in this we have to perform, or we can actually in mathematically we can say we have to find principal components, means those components, or directly saying those features which are, or the minimum number of those features which are giving result, same result, or near about same result, if we are performing our model including those features we have eliminated. Okay. Same situation kya hai? We are performing with all the features, and second we are going to perform in that some features are removed. ठीक है, कुछ में सारे फीचर्स लेके ट्रेनिंग किया है मॉडल को, और कुछ में हमने कुछ फीचर्स, दूसरे मॉडल में हमने कुछ फीचर्स को हटा दिया। तो इस केस में क्या हुआ, प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट्स मतलब वो फीचर्स जो बहुत ज़रूरी हैं उन्हीं को लेना है। ठीक है, तो प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट फीचर इज प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस इज पीसीए, इन विच व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू, वी आर गोइंग टू फाइंड प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट्स, और जैसे ही प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट वैल्यू फाइंड हो जाएगी वी कैन इजीली से।
सर
हाँ
सर, पीसीए का फुल फॉर्म क्या है? प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट, फिर उसके ए से क्या है सर?
देख लो क्या है,
एनालिसिस।
यस
ओके सर,
ठीक है, क्लियर। तो पीसीए का टारगेट क्या था
सर ये सब मेथड्स हैं।
ये सारे मेथड्स हैं, ये आपको डेमोंस्ट्रेटिव रिडक्शन के सारे मेथड्स हैं। ठीक है, आप सारे तो इसमें यूज़ नहीं करोगे, आप जो मेनली होता है क्या है, आपके पास सबसे ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है पीसीए यूज़ होता है, या फिर लीनियर डिस्क्रिमिनेंट एनालिसिस एलडीए यूज़ होता है। ठीक है, फैक्टर एनालिसिस भी होते यूज़ सारे ही हैं, लेकिन मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम पीसीए बहुत फ्रिक्वेंटली यूज होता है, एलडीए यूज़ होता है, और एफए फैक्टर एनालिसिस भी यूज़ किए जाते हैं। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम पीसीए बहुत ज़्यादा यूज़ होता है, और मतलब आप कभी फेस डिटेक्शन में यूज़ करेंगे, मैक्सिमम जहाँ भी आपको इस तरह का कॉन्सेप्ट होगा रिडक्शन के लिए, या फिर कंपोनेंट मेन फीचर कंपोनेंट्स चाहिए होते हैं, वहाँ पे हम। अच्छा, इसका एक और भी रीज़न आप समझो, जब हम प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट यानी वो मेन फीचर्स जिनके थ्रू रिजल्ट फाइंड आउट कर लें, तो एक तो हम रिडक्शन के बाद भी वो मेन फीचर्स रहेंगे, दूसरा वो फीचर्स जो मेन है दैट मीन्स जिनके थ्रू हम मॉडल को, सपोज हमने फेस डिटेक्शन की बात की, तो फेस डिटेक्शन कब होगा, जब हमारे वो फीचर जिनके थ्रू हम परफॉर्म कर सकेंगे, फेस आइडेंटिफाई कर सकेंगे, वो फीचर्स होंगे हमारे। ठीक है, और उनमें भी हमने केवल वही फीचर जो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, हाई वैल्यूड है, जिनका हाई इम्पैक्ट है, दैट मीन्स मेन प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट। ठीक है, तो ये सिर्फ डिडक्शन में तो यूज होता ही होता है, साथ में ये डिटेक्शन में भी यूज होता है। जब कहीं जैसे फेस डिटेक्शन है तो वहाँ पीसीए का यूज होता है, और डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन के लिए तो होता ही होता है। ओवर फिटिंग के लिए इसका यूज करते ही करते हैं, जहाँ ओवर फिटिंग हो जाएगी वहाँ पीसीए यूज कर देंगे। ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन हो जाएगा, ओवर फिटिंग भी चली जाएगी। ओवर फिटिंग को मैं फिर से एक बार क्लियर करता हूँ। ओवर फिटिंग क्या है, अगर आपने कोई ऐसा मॉडल बनाया है जो बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है, ठीक है, पर रियल लाइफ में कोई भी चीज़ ऐसा ओवर फिटिंग यानी ओवर परफॉर्म नहीं करता है, 99% हमेशा परफॉर्म होता है। तो रियल सिचुएशंस, और वो हो भी नहीं सकता है। मान लीजिए आपने किसी मॉडल को ट्रेन किया है किसी 10 या 20 सिचुएशंस के लिए, पर हर दिन कोई नई सिचुएशन आ सकती है, तो 21st सिचुएशन के लिए मे भी वो परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाएगा। तो वो ऐसा हो जाएगा, उस सिचुएशन को देखा ही नहीं होगा और वो बिल्कुल ही परफॉर्म नहीं करेगा। इससे अच्छा है उसमें हम ओवर फिटिंग यानी परफॉर्म करने का ऐसा, ताकि वो उस नई सिचुएशन को भी कुछ ना कुछ रिजल्ट दे। ठीक है ना, इसलिए ओवर फिटिंग यानी हम ऐसा नहीं ट्रेन करेंगे कि 10 सिचुएशन और 10 में ही ये 100% वर्क करेगा, नहीं, कोई नई सिचुएशन आएगी उसमें भी कुछ परफॉर्म करेगा। तो उसके लिए
सर
हाँ
सर इसमें प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस इसलिए नाम है क्योंकि जो मेन इसमें फीचर्स हैं उनको रिटेन करते हैं।
बिल्कुल, इसका नाम ही इसीलिए रखा गया प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस। प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट मतलब मेन फीचर्स। ठीक है,
ओके सर।
और मैंने इसलिए भी आपको ये सब कुछ कहानी बताई है, मे बी आप इसको कनेक्ट नहीं कर पाए। पीसीए इज नॉट ओनली यूज्ड फॉर डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन। ओके, ये डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन करता है, इसका इसका खुद का फीचर है कि इसकी वजह से, क्योंकि ये मेन फीचर्स को सेलेक्ट करता है। आपके पास 100 फीचर्स हैं और उनमें से कुछ ओवरलैप कर रहे हैं, मतलब वो सिमिलर हो सकते हैं दूसरे फीचर के साथ, है ना, रिडेंडेंट हो सकते हैं, उसकी कोई ज़्यादा ज़रूरत नहीं है, और एक किसी फीचर की वैल्यू कुछ इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर रही रिजल्ट को, तो ऐसे फीचर्स को वो ये मेथड यूज़ ही नहीं करेगा, वो केवल मेन फीचर्स को सेलेक्ट करेगा, यूज़ करेगा प्रिंसिपल फीचर्स को। तो ये इसका इंट्रोडक्शन ये है कि जो मेन फीचर्स को लेता है, मतलब बाकी फीचर्स को क्या करता है, रिमूव करता है, जिसकी वजह से डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन तो ऑटोमेटिकली हो ही जाता है। ठीक है, इसलिए ये डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन में पढ़ा जा रहा है। दूसरा, पीसीए क्या कर रहा है, मेन फीचर्स को यूज करके डिटेक्शन परफॉर्म कर सकता है, एनालिसिस कर सकता है। मैंने बोला आपको फेस रिकॉग्निशन करेगा, तो पीसीए फेस रिकॉग्निशन में यूज होता है। तो वहाँ पे डायमेंसिटी रिडक्शन का कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं होता उसके सामने केवल होता है मेन फीचर्स। फेस के मेन फीचर्स क्या होंगे, नोज का एरिया है, आइज का एरिया, आइज कहाँ से स्टार्ट हुई है, आइज कहाँ पे एंड हो रही है, नोज के और आइज के बीच का डिस्टेंस कितना है ना। तो ये सब जो मेन फीचर्स हैं, वो ये कलेक्ट करता है पीसी, ठीक है। तो वहाँ पे ये फेस डिटेक्शन को भी कर सकता है। और ये कलाकारी देखो कितनी अच्छी चल रही है यहाँ पे, है ना, बहुत अच्छा, वेरी गुड। पढ़ाई में मन बहुत अच्छे से तुम लोग लगाते हो अपना, मतलब ये मुझे ही दिख रहा था, बाकी लोगों को भी दिख रहा था। बताओ भाई, आपके स्क्रीन पे कुछ दिख रहा था?
यस सर,
क्या था?
एरोस कई सारे।
हाँ देखा, मतलब आप लोगों में से कुछ ने, अब कहते हैं ना, कम सब चीज़ें होती हैं फिर भी कुछ ना कुछ किया करते हैं सर। चलो अच्छी बात है। फिर अब हमने हमने जो कहा उसको समझिए आप। पहला पीसी कहाँ यूज़ करेंगे? आपको किसी भी डिटेक्शन में आइडेंटिफिकेशन यूज़ कर सकते हैं। फेस आइडेंटिफिकेशन के साथ आप क्या कर सकते हो? आप पर्सन आइडेंटिफिकेशन कर सकते हो, ठीक है। पीसी यूज़ करोगे तो फेस आइडेंटिफिकेशन होगा, पीसी यूज़ करोगे तो डायमेंसिटी रिडक्शन होगा, पीसी यूज़ करोगे तो ओवर फिटिंग अगर कहीं पे है, आपका जो मॉडल है वो एक्स्ट्रा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है, तो वो थोड़ा सा रियल सिचुएशन में आ जाएगा, है ना, रियलिटी के हिसाब से वर्क करेगा। तो पीसी ओवर फिटिंग को रिड्यूस करता है, सॉल्व करता है, ये प्रॉब्लम है। 3, और क्या करेगा ये पीसीए? आइगन वेक्टर और आइगन वैल्यूज इसमें इंक्लूड होती है, इसलिए जहाँ भी आइगन वैल्यू और आइगन वेक्टर आपको रीड करना होता है वो आप सीख जाएंगे इसको पढ़ने के बाद कि कैसे फाइंड आउट करते हैं। ओके, बट अभी हम किस रिस्पेक्ट में पीसीए को पढ़ रहे हैं? प्रिंसिपल कंपोनेंट एनालिसिस को फॉर डायमेंशनलिटी रिडक्शन। ओके, तो टारगेट क्या होगा? हाउ वी यूज दिस पीसीए? फर्स्ट, we need to find covariance matrix. We need to after finding covariance matrix, we will find eigenvalues, and after that eigenvector we will find, and based on these eigen vectors we will find principal component values. Okay, so these are the steps we have to follow to find the PCA. ठीक है, अब उससे पहले कुछ advantages we already discussed, that less space, fast, and algorithm will be clear and visualization will be clear. Yes, there is a disadvantage also, because if you are reducing the dimensions or reducing the features, maybe some data is may, or we can say data will be lost. Yes, of course data will be lost. And correlation between variables, it is linear, tends to be linear, and sometimes it is undesirable. Okay, the relation between variables becomes linear to, so to perform for the trained model, maybe situation will different and this model will not uh, gives the correct answer due to this linearity training. So linear effect gives the undesirable result. So this may be a disadvantage of dimensional reduction. And PC also fails in case when mean and variance are not enough to define data sets. Of course, it is a very easy to say if your data sets are not defined, how can the model can be performed? So due to this PCA, because means and variance in this case cannot be such in such calculation that will define data set exactly. So these are some disadvantages, that data will be lost, relation will be linear, and data set cannot be clearly defined. So these are problems to in case of if we are using PCA. Okay, now I'm going to show you the PCAs and other dimension to analyze or see. You are going to draw a model. You have some values of x value, x1, x2, x3, x4, and with respect to y1, y2, y3, y4. Okay, so some values are there based on the, and now you are going to draw a model. The model which is you can say fit all the data points. Try to fit all the data points. So if it can any by any way it fits all the data points, it will be overfitting. But there you can see it is trying to fit all the data points. Fit means it is trained or given training for this model so that all the data can be giving their input, so that this model can understand for the new situation or the new data set, can predict or perform. It may be regression or classification or whatever the result. Now So if I say, if you want to see this line from this side, see this model from this view, or we can say from this side, if you see, what you will find, how it looks like. It will look like this. It will be a line, or it is not a straight line. And where you will see this point is here, this point may be here, or this point is here, and this point is looking here, this point here, and this upper side point may be here. Okay, so if you are seeing this line from this side, you will see the data over a line, okay, in one dimension, like this. Next time if you see, I'm changing the blue here, from this direction, if you see this portion, then it will be lie somewhere here. Okay, so in that situation you can also see that your point, this point will be here somewhere, this point will be here, so it will look like on a line, it will be. I am drawn these points to show you, not on line but above some portion above, but it will be look like on a line. In this case, if you are seeing from this side, 3 points, fourth point will be here, fifth point, this point will be here somewhere, and this point, this red point will be here. So the first case where you are visualizing this in 2D, you can easily convert it into one. Suppose this is PC1, okay, and this is something PC2. Then what we are doing, we are actually viewing or taking those features which may reduce the redundancy, or the features which are not having good impact. So we can, rather than two features, this X or this Y, we can take another this feature or this combination of features. So likewise, we can see from this direction also. Okay, if you see this line or these points from this side, you will see what it will be lie on this. This line will be here, but other points like this point will be here somewhere, this upper point will be here somewhere, they may be overlapped, and this point will be here, this point. Okay, so this point will be here, you can see. So these points will lie on a line this side, so you can also write this PC3. Okay, so now this gives you the principal components, the direct impact, a direct concept of PCA, how you can reducing, because you are taking two dimension or more dimensions, you are reducing the feature dimensions to convert into one dimension, two dimension, or reducing the dimension. Now again, so first step was in PCA what? First of all, you have to take what? Covariance matrix. Covariance matrix you have to find. Okay, suppose you have given data X and Y here. So in X, Y, if you have number of items, suppose 10 entries are there. So X1, Y1, X2, Y2, X3, Y3. So 10 values are there. So first of all, find their means, X bar and Y bar. Okay, add these X values of Y and X, you will get this means, Y bar and X bar. Then use formula of covariance. Use formula for covariance, getting this covariance matrix. See, there are only two features are there, two inputs are there, two values are there. So you can see covariance in terms of, because there are two parameters or two variables, then your covariance will be 2 cross 2. If you have using three parameters or three variables Z, xyz, then it will be 3 cross 3 matrix. So this time it is x cross 2 cross 2, because there are only x and y, xy. So x comma x, first combination is x comma x. Second, it is not cos, it is covariance. Covariance, COV, covariance, x comma y. Okay, so 2 cross 2 matrix. Next is covariance as y comma x. Second line is started from y comma x, and covariance y comma y. Okay, so first step, if you you have only two features x and y. First of all, you have to find the mean of both x and y, x bar and y bar, and then you have to find covariance matrix based on these x bar and y bar. What you have to do, you have to perform the formula or summation from where, from starting 1 to the number of records. You have 10 records here in this case, so n equal to 10, you can write this as k equal to 1 and k equal to n. k 1 से start होगा और n तक जाएगा. n क्या है? n equal to 10 in this case. And what this value x1. Okay, so xk minus this. Okay, similarly we have to do this. Next is yk minus y mean, this, and n minus 1. N is what? Total number of this record. Okay, 10. So 10 minus 1, 9. So you have to find covariance for xx, then xy, yx, and yy. Okay, using this formula. I'm writing this formula again. For that I have to remove this. Covariance formula is what? Suppose covariance, you want to find of covariance of COV, covariance of x comma y. Okay, so you have to start from k equal to 1. You have number of records. How many records here? 10. So from 1 to n equal to 10 in this case. X, sorry, x k, okay, minus mean of x. Similarly, yk minus y mean, and divided by n minus 1. Use this formula. Okay, so yk means what? You have to, because of you have one, you have two features and number of values are 10, 1 2 till 10. What you have to do? First, x1 minus x bar, y1 minus y bar. Similarly, x2 minus x bar, y2 minus y bar. So 10 times you have to perform this. Okay, this formula you use and find the covariance xy. And next time, whenever you want to perform or you want to find x comma x, in this case it is very easy. What you have to do, this y is now replaced by this x, so you can see x comma xk minus x square. Okay, because it will be same, your x bar will be same, so it will be xk minus x bar square. Okay, now if you change this, this is what? This is the formula to get covariance. Now this time, the first, this x is replaced by y, this is replaced by yk, and similarly this may be y bar, but the result will be same. Result of this covariance xy and yx will be result of covariance x, y and y as will be same. Okay, so find any one of them, either find this or this. You have no need to find the next value. So in because you are two variables, you have two variables, so for covariance you need to find four elements of matrix: covariance x comma x, covariance for x comma y, I already write this, and y comma x and y comma y. So if you found this x comma y, then you have only write the value or replace this. So both are same. Okay. So after finding this, suppose you have this covariance, then what you have to do? Covariance. Next step will be covariance minus lambda I. This is identity matrix. You are familiar with this. Okay. Apply this. Apply this. C minus lambda z. Okay, covariance is there, identity matrix, you know. After performing this, you will perform z, you will obtain z. So it may be z becomes z1, sorry, it is not just lambda 1 or lambda 2 or lambda 3. So it will depends on the number of parameters. Here we are using 2 comma 2, so we will get lambda 1 and lambda 2. These lambda denotes the eigen values. If you get using this equation, covariance matrix will be 2 cross 2 cross 2 cross 2 matrix minus lambda, and this 2 cross 2 2 identity matrix. Apply in this formula and get the lambda. You will get 2 lambda, means lambda 1 and lambda 2. These lambda will be eigen values. Okay, eigen values. Clear? Now after getting this, apply for eigenvector. Suppose it is eigenvector v, cv minus this lambda v. Apply this, and then you will find what? You will find the v. V means because it is 2 cross 2, covariance is 2 cross 2, so you can write x1 y1 in place of v. Okay, with, you can replace by x1 x1 y1. So apply this formula, you will get the v vector. X1 v1 you can find, and this x1 v1 is eigen vector. Initially you will get what? First of all, you have to find means, and based of the calculation of covariance formula, you will get covariance matrix. From covariance matrix, you will get these eigenvector, eigenvalue lambda 1 and lambda 2, and based on the lambda and covariance matrix, you will get the eigenvector v. And eigenvector v is what? Because it is covariance matrix is 2 cross 2, so you have to take only x1 y1 2 x and y. If it is 3 cross 3, then you have to take x y z. Okay, so your vector will be x1 y1. So you have to perform this equation and tell me after performing that what will be the result. So I'm giving you time for the next class. Whenever I will take, I will ask you the result for some values that I am going to give. So write those values, and for those values you have to find lambda 1 lambda 2, and also find this vector v, eigenvector v. Okay, then I will tell you the calculation or the final calculation based on that. Okay, so write down the values. Write down the values. I'm going to also writing the values here. The text, your x, sorry, your x and your y. So x is your 4, y is 2, it is 2, it is 3, it is 1, it is 5, it is 4, it is 2, it is 2, it is 3. How many values? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now 6, 5, 5, 2. Now this time 8, 4, 3, 6, and 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 10 I have listed. So 10 inches I have given you, x and y. So for x there are 10 inches and y there are 10 inches. What you have to do, you have to perform the formula. You have to use what? First of all, you have to find x means and y means and apply in the formula of covariance, and then find covariance matrix. After covariance matrix, you have to find what? Lambda. So I'm also writing this. First, find x. Means of x, y. Then covariance matrix. Then eigenvalues, and then eigenvector. Okay. So I have given all the formula and all the calculation which is used to get. So apply, and in next class you will give me this. Okay.